Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video we are going to be taking a closer look and taking a little bit more of a deep dive into the new 2022 Ninjago sets coming out in January 2022, at least in terms of the United States. Not sure what it's like in other countries and other territories, but I know here in the States we are getting them January 1st. LEGO recently uploaded all of the new sets on their official website with official listings which include prices and more images, so we're going to be taking a look at those in today's video because we really didn't get a chance to talk about stuff like that in the last analysis video that I did breaking down these new 2022 sets, which of course are primarily meant for the Ninjago Evo line, probably not going to tie into the show. I highly doubt that any of these sets will appear in the show. If they do, maybe we'll just get a dragon or a vehicle. Otherwise, these sets are not specifically designed for the show itself, at least to my knowledge. And while taking a closer look at these sets, I do want to try to answer the question, is this one of Ninjago's worst set waves ever? Because this set wave has not been treated very nicely by the community so far, and obviously that's not a bad thing. If you guys have negative opinions about this wave, that's totally fine. Everyone is of course entitled to their own opinion, but this wave has been labeled as one of Ninjago's worst by a lot of fans, and I want to answer that question in today's video. Do I personally think that this set wave is as bad as people make it out to be? Well, let's talk about these sets and let me break down my thoughts even further, and we will come back to that question towards the end of this video. Alright, so why don't we start things off by taking a look at this set right here. This is set number 71776, Jay and Nya's Race Car Evo. I won't spend too much time on this set because I've already talked about it in several videos before, because this one was revealed long before the other ones. LEGO is pricing this at $49.99, and for 536 pieces, that's a fair price in my opinion, especially with the amount of stuff that you do end up getting in this set, which includes a race car for Jay, a snake helicopter, another snake, and Nya. So I guess that's something. The race car itself, as mentioned earlier, I'm not sure why we need another Jay car. I mean, it's cool, it's sleek, it's close to the ground, I guess, so that makes it a little bit more distinguished from other J vehicles, but I just can't help but think that this concept is really similar to the Ninja Subspeeder, which we just got last wave for Seabound, so this kind of seems a little redundant to me, though I do appreciate them trying to switch up the design a little bit more. On the snake side of things, you get this helicopter. Like I said, it's a helicopter, nothing too crazy going on here regarding this thing. It does have some action features, which is cool, you know, spinning propeller, all that kind of good stuff. What you'd expect for a LEGO helicopter, so that's not too bad there. The J car has some action features as well, including some of these new launchers which shoot out these little studs. I guess that's kind of cool. Are those a new piece for 2022? I don't recognize these launchers. Maybe they were on other LEGO themes that I'm just not into collecting. But yeah, in terms of this set overall, I don't think I'm going to grab it personally. I mean, price-wise, I think it's fair. I think if you do get this set, you are paying for a fair amount of pieces. You are getting what you are paying for, of course, but this set just doesn't really appeal to me. I don't really like it all that much, and I probably won't get it. Maybe if it goes on sale, I'll pick it up, but this is not one that I'm going to be grabbing, you know, immediately when these things come out. I do like the backs of these boxes really quick. Let's talk about that. A little bit of a different design from what we are used to. These ones are very much focused on, you know, showing everything that there is to see in this set with a primarily white background. Kind of seems a little boring at first glance, but after looking at it a little bit more, I find it to be pretty exciting. It definitely showcases the goods of the set. It's a good way for LEGO to display their products, and I personally don't have an issue with these new boxes. I think these boxes are actually pretty cool looking, all things considered. Alright, moving on to this next one, we have set number 71757, Lloyd's Ninja Mech. With 57 pieces, this thing retails for $9.99, a $10 mech for Lloyd. Honestly, I mean, $10, that's perfect for this guy, especially because it is a 4+ set. It is a junior set. 4+ junior sets are usually a little too pricey for their, you know, piece count, but this guy, $10 for this thing, I'll take that. $10 is perfect for this dumb little mech. I'm not a huge fan of this mech, in all honesty. I mean, it's not for me, so I understand, but still, this mech is kind of a disaster. It looks like the Electro Mech 2.0, which is not something that I am very much a fan of. See right here, juniors, learn to build. You can learn to build using these very limited pieces with very limited articulation. Figures wise, who do you get in this set? You get Lloyd in his new outfit. His new outfit looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. I actually really like this Lloyd outfit. Some people don't like it. I think it looks perfectly fine for Lloyd. You also get one of these new snake guys, which, you know, they're snakes. What else can you really say? Snakes again? Sure, why not? But this Lloyd figure looks pretty cool. If he did not come in any other sets, I would probably end up grabbing this one, but as it stands right now, I'm definitely passing on this set. I don't really feel the need to grab this one. The Ninja Mech, or Lloyd's Ninja Mech, yeah, not gonna grab it. Not really useful for me in any way. The only reason why I would get this set is to make a funny video out of it, which I might do if you guys are interested. Otherwise, definitely gonna pass on this one right here. Alright, next up we have set number 71767, the Ninja Dojo Temple. Lego is pricing this at $99.99, $100 USD, and considering how this set comes with 1,394 pieces, that's actually a pretty good price. Lego is kind of sparing us with this set in terms of the price. This thing is awesome looking. I love this temple design overall. I think this looks beautiful. Very much reminds me of the Temple of Fortitude or the Battle for Ninjago City, whatever you want to call it. I love the bridge here that connects to this small little area. Overall, this is an excellent set. It appears on the surface to be a very good looking temple. Also comes with a ninja mech for Kai and a little vehicle for the snake guys, so nothing too crazy there. Once again, 100 bucks, man. Yeah, nice price there, Lego. Definitely sparing us here in terms of the price on this thing. This thing looks awesome, all things considered. You also get a new pixel. Yay! People have been talking about this new pixel design. Looks great. Can't really complain too much about getting another pixel. The more the merrier, I guess it appears so. Yeah, in terms of the back of this box, looks fine. I'm a really big fan of this set, actually. I do plan on grabbing this set once it gets released on January 1st, 2022. Yeah, looks like you can do a lot of super cool stuff with this actual temple. Definitely not a bad build here. It looks pretty perfect, all things considered. Minifigures. We already talked about Pixel, but who do we actually get in this set? We get a new Master Wu. He looks all right. Once again, here's that Lloyd figure from the Ninja Mech. This is another way that you can get that Lloyd figure. We have Kai, who I do believe includes the mask as well. I think the mask is included in this set for Kai and Nya specifically, but they also get their hair pieces, which are the exact same ones used in the island, or in Nya's case, her golden legacy variant. But yeah, the new Kai suit looks all right. Some people have been complaining about that. I don't think it looks all that bad. Cole's costume looks okay too, maybe a little too much orange for my taste, but it is what it is, I guess. It still looks decent, still recognizable to be Cole. Nya looks fine in her new outfit. Once again, Pixel looks pretty cool. I'm excited to get that Pixel figure. I'm excited to get an updated look at Pixel. That will be awesome to actually have in my collection. And you get a couple of these snakes. Once again, these snakes do have some level of variation. This one is orange, this one is black and orange, so yeah, not too shabby there. These snakes overall are just snakes, nothing too much to talk about there. Figures wise though, I think this set is also worth getting. So if the set itself, if you thought the set wasn't worth getting based on the actual, you know, temple build and everything else that you get, at least this set has some awesome minifigures to back it up as well, making this one of, if not the best set in this entire wave in my opinion. I just love how this looks overall, and for a very reasonable price for the amount of pieces that you're getting, this is definitely a must-have for me personally. Next up, we have set number 71766, Lloyd's Legendary Dragon, for $69.99 or $70 USD, and it has 747 pieces. That is a pretty average part-to-price ratio, or price-to-part ratio, however you want to, you know, say that that phrase. Yeah, it looks good, all things considered. That is a reasonable price for this piece count. In terms of the dragon itself, oh man, this is a pretty nice looking dragon. Look at that thing. That thing is awesome looking. I love the organic design here as well. It looks bulky, it looks organic, and I just love how Lego is able to do stuff like that. With a lot of very smooth lines and the textured Lego parts not really being featured all that much in the main, I guess, presence of the build. You can see a couple of them right here and right here, but overall this set looks very organic and very smooth looking. This is of course a dragon for Lloyd, if you haven't figured that out just yet, and you can see Lloyd sitting on top of this thing. Looking pretty cool, I must say. say. You also get, who else do we get for figures? You get Lloyd. Once again, the mask and the hairpiece is included here, which is always nice. You get Nya in her full outfit. I think that Nya suit looks exceptional. I like how that looks quite a bit. You also get a couple of snakes. This guy has short legs, kind of reminds me of some of the old Constricti figures. And you get one of these really orange snakes with the with a little bit of a jetpack. Is that what that's supposed to be? This other snake has two little bundles of dynamite. Hopefully, you know, nothing bad's going on with that. But overall, guys, yeah, this dragon set, I actually don't mind all that much. I find this dragon to be pretty cool looking, all things considered. Looking at some other angles of the dragon, looks like it does have some action features. Maybe you can adjust the wings and whatnot, maybe make some other things move. It looks like the wings go back and forth, so I guess that's good. The wings also look pretty cool on this dragon. We didn't really talk about that earlier. The wings look really cool. Once again, one of those cloth pieces are used here, much like we've seen on several recent Ninjago dragons. If I had to complain about one thing about this dragon, the actual chariot or the seat in which Lloyd sits is a little too obnoxiously big for some reason. Not sure why they designed it to be like that. And as you can see, it is easy to just attach it or detach it if you want the dragon to be a feral beast, I suppose. But yeah, look how Lloyd sits on that thing. He doesn't look comfortable. He's not really in the chariot as much as he is just sitting on top of it, which is a little strange to me. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. The dragon's head looks nice as well. I love these horns. Overall, I just love the build for this dragon. This is easily one of the best Lloyd dragons that we've seen to date, in my opinion. Much better than the green NRG dragon from the Skybound wave all of those years ago, and definitely a lot better than Zippy, the jungle dragon. I think this dragon looks really cool, really awesome, and this is one set that I'm totally going to be getting once it gets released. This is one on my must-buy list, and yeah, I just love this thing. Hardly any complaints from me about this dragon. I think this dragon looks insanely cool, and that's pretty much all I have to say about Lloyd's legendary dragon. Definitely a must-buy for me. Alright, let's talk about this one, the Ninja Ultra Combo Mech. This is set number 71765, $90 retail price, $89.99 USD. In terms of a piece count, we have a piece count of 1,104 pieces, so obviously a pretty good price to part ratio right there. And wow, does this thing look... This thing looks crazy, and either that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you talk to. Me personally, I don't mind the way that this thing looks overall, the mech as it is. It's not the best looking mech that I've ever seen. I do have some issues with it. However, this is one that I do plan on picking up and grabbing once it actually does get released. My biggest issues with this mech overall is the placement of some of the ninja. As you can see, Zane just kind of sits in one of the legs. Cole sits in one of the arms. Not even sure where Jay is. Kai is presumably in the center. But yeah, essentially you can see what's going on here. This is supposed to be a combination of 4 individual ninja vehicles that come together to form this massive mech. And those vehicles are as follows. We get this mech for Kai, this little, it's not little, it's more like a medium-sized mech. I like how this looks. This mech on its own looks fine to me. Definitely not the best mech for Kai in the history of Ninjago, but still not terrible. I love the beefy legs. I love the design up here with the crest. You can see how Kai kind of sits in there. I think this mech looks pretty good for Kai. But yes, this mech forms the main body, as you can see, of the main combination model that you can actually make, you know, out of these 4 distinct vehicles. Jay's vehicle is a small little flyer, which I suppose makes sense for Jay. You can see him sitting in there. This flyer kind of seems like an afterthought to me. I think this has had the least amount of design and effort put into it, because when you take a look at its combination with the, that's not the right picture, with the other mech, or at least with the other vehicles, what does he form? The head, maybe? The shoulder pads? I guess? Again, I'm not even sure where Jay is sitting, but it just kind of feels like an afterthought. That's not my favorite part about this set. I'm not a big fan of these exposed joints up here, but then again, what are you going to do? This vehicle is pretty small in its own right. Definitely my least favorite out of all of the ninja vehicles that come together to form this larger combination model. Cole's vehicle is this strange earth driller thing. Kind of reminds me of the original earth driller from all of those years ago, and of course the Legacy remake, except it has 2 drills up front now instead instead of just one. How about that? But yeah, you can see Cole in there. Not a bad design. You can kind of see how this comes together. And this vehicle, when it's all said and done, when it combines with the other vehicles, forms the arms, it seems. One arm goes here, obviously, and one arm goes on the other side. These arms are asymmetrical. As you can see, Cole sits in this one while the other one is kind of empty. Not a big fan of how that works, though I do like the idea of the Cole vehicle becoming the arms, especially with the drills. That just makes the entire mech have a very intimidating presence to it, and this Cole vehicle with the drills, once again, I don't mind it. Zane's vehicle might be my favorite out of the four vehicles that combine to form the larger mech. As you can see, he kind of has like a snowcat, or like a, you know, like a bulldozer style vehicle. I love these little claws up front. The treads look pretty nice. All these joints form this pretty nice shape up front. It just looks good to me. As you can see, it does have two seats, one for Zane and one for the included Master Woobot, which is kind of funny. I just noticed that right now. That's pretty hilarious, actually. He does have some launchers up on top of his head. But yeah, when this thing combines with the other vehicles, it actually forms the legs of the ultimate mech right here. You can see that the legs are once again asymmetrical, much like the arms are. Zane sits on this side and this other side is just left vacant, unless you include the Master Woobot in there. Not my favorite design choice, but then again, it's, you know, I'm not sure what else they were gonna do with this. I think this is a fine idea, having Zane make up the legs of the ultimate mech, and this vehicle right here looks pretty cool. This is probably my favorite out of all of the ninja vehicles included in this set. Probably my favorite component that makes up this huge mech. In terms of inspiration for this thing, kind of reminds me of, once again, Voltron, Power Rangers. Looking at it a little more, though, not sure how many of you guys know what the Gao Gai Gar is, but it kind of looks very similar to that in the way that all of these vehicles come together to form this massive mech, especially with the variety of vehicles included here. Yeah, either way, though, I like this idea. I am going to get this set, I think. This set does look pretty good, all things considered, with just some minor nitpicky complaints from me. This set isn't terrible by any means. It could totally be a lot worse. I might modify it a little bit, but overall, I am quite happy with this set and all of the vehicles that come in it. So yeah, in terms of minifigures, you get, obviously, Kai, Zane, Cole, and Jay in their new outfits. I like how all of these outfits look overall. Just some minor complaints once again for Cole, maybe a little too much orange for my taste. You also get a Master Woobot and two snakes with varying colors. So yeah, not too crazy in terms of figures, exactly what you would expect, but in terms of this set, that's going to pretty much do it for my thoughts on it. $90 sounds good to me. I will definitely be grabbing this set once it gets released on January 1st. Alright, next we have Lloyd's Race Car Evo for $29.99. This thing is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was. I actually expected this to be a little bit more expensive with some higher piece counts, but no, this only has 279 pieces. Once again, kind of expected there to be more pieces in this thing, but still, for the actual design itself, you get a Lloyd race car. Looks okay. Kind of reminds me of the Ninja Nightcrawler, of course. I think that's what it's supposed to be representing. The car itself, though, looking at the actual car, yeah, it's a car. It's a huge car for Lloyd. Not sure what else to say about it. I like the color combination of the greens and the gold. A few different shades of green right here, along with some black and maybe a little bit of red. I can see some red sprinkled throughout this overall design. The snakes get this adorable little go-kart thing. That's hilarious to me. I almost want to get this set just for the go-kart alone. You also get another snake with a launcher. If we scroll down to the minifigures, you can see that even closer. We get Lloyd again with his hairpiece and his mask. Same Lloyd that we've already talked about several times before in this video. And of course, some more snakes. One with dynamite and one with this weird... Is this a jetpack or is this some type of weapon? Maybe this snake has like 6 arms. Who's to say? Yeah, minifigures, nothing too special. The race car itself, you can kind of see how these new sets are, you know, being pieced together. It kind of shows you how to assemble this whole thing. It kind of shows you the processes of building it. As you go along, you add more and more until you eventually get the armored up race car. I don't mind that design choice once again. I think that's good for the target demographic here, which is supposed to be younger kids, obviously. Yeah, not too crazy about this set, though. I might get this one if it ever goes on sale. I know it's pretty cheap as it is, but this set doesn't really stand out to me personally, and I will probably end up passing on this one all things considered, this might be one of my least favorite sets in the entire line. Alright, next we have Kai's Fire Dragon Evo. $29.99 for this set as well, but with only 204 pieces. Kind of expected this set to be a little cheaper. I would have definitely preferred a $20 or $19.99 price on this guy instead of $29.99. But hey, we had great deals on some of the other bigger sets for this wave, so I suppose a sacrifice has to be in there somewhere. In terms of this set, Kai's Fire Dragon Evo, not the biggest fan of this one either. I do like the articulation of the dragon. It seems like the dragon itself has some pretty cool articulation and some pretty cool features. These new wing pieces are kind of interesting, and I kind of want to see what those are all about. The head sculpt looks pretty great. It looks like a fire dragon, so I'll give them that much. They made a pretty sweet looking fire dragon. Just not sure if this is something that I would like to get necessarily. I do think the design of the dragon overall, like I said, it looks good. It fits Kai, obviously with the fire personality that this thing has, with the red, the orange, the gold. Looks fine. Some of those new pieces look interesting, especially in the dragon's legs. Again, these new knees look really cool. Posability wise, this dragon looks awesome. You also get a couple of other minor things. You also get this weird drone thing. Is that supposed to be a drone down there? I guess. Looks like a drone to me. It looks like the snakes are controlling it, which is obvious. Yeah. In terms of figures, you get Kai, obviously, in his full attire, with the hairpiece and the mask. I like how they're doing that. Something that they should have done since the beginning of Ninjago, in my opinion. And you get two snakes, one normal snake and one snake with a jetpack. Again, some of these snakes appear to have weird add-ons in these sets. Usually you get one normal one and one with some weird accessory or add-on or whatever. The back of the box has some other angles of this set, and once again is showcasing the whole feature of armoring your dragon up or armoring your mechs and vehicles or whatever. You can kind of see how that works. It's basically a step-by-step instruction guide on the back of the box, kind of showcasing that once again, these sets are primarily designed for little kids, not really for me and my demographic, which is okay, obviously. Not going to get this set anyway, not really appealing to me. Even if it was $20, even if it was a little cheaper, I probably still would not grab this set because I personally don't see any use for this set. Set number 71761 is Zane's Power Up Mech Evo, and this is more like it right here. This is an actual mech that is worth the $10 price point, and I do not mind how this looks at all. Much better of a deal than the Lloyd mech that we looked at earlier in the video. This thing looks cool. Like I said, this looks like a battle suit for Zane as opposed to a mech, but still I like this design overall for this mech. I actually don't mind how this looks. Looks like it has great posability, especially with these new joints. Can't really complain too much about that. I like the thigh armor. That looks pretty cool. And you can see how Zane just kind of sits in there. He looks comfortable. He looks cozy. You know, as $10 mechs go, this one's actually pretty decent looking. You can see the back of the box kind of encourages you to armor up the design and send Zane into battle. Looks cool, I guess. I mean, this one might be one that I end up getting just to try out some of these new joints and some of these new pieces, especially because these elbow and knee joints intrigue me a lot. You know, being a fan of Hero Factory and stuff that came before, I'm always fascinated to see new solutions to making, you know, brick-built style action figures, and this guy is no exception to that rule. I think this design looks pretty cool. Minifigure-wise, you get Zane with his hairpiece, which is always nice to see, and his mask, so that's good. The outfit for Zane looks okay. Again, not my favorite design ever. Kind of simplistic, but I think it works for Zane. And you get one of these orange snake guys, whoop-de-doo. We've talked about them a bajillion times already. Overall, this set I probably will end up getting just because it is $10, it is cheap, and I do want to try out some of these new pieces for a pretty sweet looking mech. So yeah, not too bad. Definitely a better $10 mech than the Lloyd mech from this same wave, that is for sure. And last up here, and probably least, we have Jay's Thunder Dragon Evo. Once again, another pretty pricey set for what we actually get in terms of pieces. $20 for 140 pieces. I would prefer something like maybe $15 for this thing. It is a pretty small looking dragon, and once again, this is set number 71760. In terms of the dragon, let's see. It looks interesting, I guess. Not my favorite dragon. I like the color of blue that they went with. That's a nice shade of blue. You get some of that azure blue as well as the dark blue. Looks nice. I like the electric wings and the crown piece on top of the head, I suppose. You get Jay, obviously. He's riding the dragon. Looks very awkward there on his little chair or whatever you want to call it. His little seat, his little whatever you want to call that, doesn't really matter to me. I like the tail with the electricity. flowing throughout it, I suppose. I like the colors once again, but this set is not for me, not gonna lie. This set looks kind of strange, and I don't really see any reason to get this set personally. I'm not that big of a fan of Jay. I can get his figure in other sets this wave, and this dragon does seem like kind of a waste of 20 bucks, not gonna lie. Here's the back of the box. Looks alright, shows you how you can armor up your dragon and send him off into battle. Whoop-de-doo. That looks hilarious right there with the four-legged dragon. It looks like a big dinosaur. Doesn't really look like a dragon to me. Lightning speed, we'll see about that, I guess. Yeah, this set might be my least favorite of the entire wave. Figures-wise, you get Jay. That's kind of cool, I guess. His new outfit looks interesting. And you get an orange snake, as if we care. Jay also comes with his nunchucks. That looks cool. And I love how you get the hairpiece in this set. It's always nice to include the hairpiece. I love that LEGO is doing that with these new sets. Overall, though, I personally don't see a reason to get this one. This is probably my least favorite of the entire wave, aside from maybe the Lloyd Jr.'s mech. But yeah, this guy just doesn't look good to me, and I'm probably not going to end up getting this set. Kind of a weak one to end on, in my opinion, but that's honestly my thoughts on this thing. It's not all that great, and it might be one of the worst ones of this entire lineup. Alright, so now that we've actually talked about all of these new sets, do I think this is one of the worst waves ever for Ninjago? Honestly, not really. I mean, this wave is pretty underwhelming, I'll say. I feel like this is not what a lot of people were expecting this wave to be, and I can see why people are upset or maybe a little bit turned away from this wave. Me personally, though, I do find some of these sets to be relatively appealing. I will be grabbing some of these, mainly the Legendary Dragon, the Combo Mech, and the Dojo Temple. I will be grabbing those sets, but for stuff like this and pretty much everything else, I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming to me. I feel like that's a good word to describe this wave. Perhaps underwhelming should be used more often rather than, oh, this is the worst wave ever. I mean, underwhelming, sure, that's how I would personally describe this wave, but it's not terrible. I don't think it's Ninjago's worst. There are definitely some sets in here that I do plan on getting once again. So yeah, I don't think this is one of Ninjago's, worst set waves of all time, even if it might be a little disappointing or a little underwhelming to some very specific Ninjago fans. But of course, you guys are entitled to your own opinions. Leave a comment down below talking about what you think about these new sets, and which ones are you planning on picking up for yourself or for your own collection. Or, if you don't plan on getting any of these sets because you find the wave disappointing, what could Ninjago have done to improve these sets for you? What could they have done differently? Leave a comment talking about that as well, and that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this one. Leave a comment talking about what you thought of the video, and also feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today once again. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.